Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to class. We are going to start on our backs. So we're going to lay down, start on our backs. We're going to play with a little bit of core, have one block where you can reach it, and pretty much everything else can be out of the way. And as you lay down, maybe you keep your knees bent and your feet on the floor. So as often, right, or not as often, we do have a couple of students that have some knee issues going on. So think about, how much compression or contraction you want, how much bend at the knees, because most of what we're going to do for our warm-up, you can take those feet out further, less pressure on the knees, or have the legs a little bit straighter. So with that, just try to find your body on the mat, right? Nice and neutral spine, which means you have space behind the neck. Your chin is relatively level. You are resting at the center line of your sacrum. Your feet feel even side to side and evenly weighted. And then the hands can rest at the belly as you start to take the breath in and exhale it out. And take the breath in. And back out again. And just stay with your breath here. I wanted to mention drinking a cup of tea last night. The Yogi brand teas always have the little tag on it that has a saying. And the one from last night was so simple and so profound at the same time. And it said, a smile is the first step toward peace. And I loved that because I thought, how simple. A smile is the first step toward peace. And how we could, with the smallest of gestures, a smile or a thank you or eye contact with the cashier or the barista or the person walking by you on the street. It is the simple things that we can do as individuals to foster connection or foster peace. So I want you to think about that in your day to day as you're out and about, as we get into this holiday season that tends to cause a bit of frenzy and impatience, that something as simple as a smile or kind gesture can bring about peace. Good. And with that, let the arms go overhead, nice and comfortable. The elbows are bent. Don't overreach or overstretch. It's almost like a very long, wide cactus pose. And both legs straighten if that's okay for you. And notice how that tends to arch the lower back. So I just want you to draw the low belly in as if you could flatten the back. Most of us will not be able to. My back doesn't go full flat. And then inhale, let it arch. Exhale, draw the low back toward the floor. The low ribs draw down toward the floor, the belly button. Good, one more here. And exhale. And keep the left leg straight, bend the right knee, draw the right knee toward chest, and just grab underneath the right knee. And as the left leg gets long, the right knee draws toward chest. The pelvis stays fairly neutral here. See what you can do. And then push the knee away in your hand. So the leg is still at 90 degrees, but you're pushing that thigh away. And draw it in. Inhale, push it away. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, push it away so that the arms are pretty straight. And then straighten the leg. And breathe. The left leg is grounded. The right leg is pointing up toward the ceiling. Maybe a nice easy point and flex of the ankle. Good. Just breathe here. And then a nice circle of that ankle, one direction a few times and the other way, still pushing that thigh into your hands. And then bend the knee and draw it toward chest and let it go nice and long. Same thing, other side. The right leg stays down, the left knee comes in, the hands go behind your knee. You're going to draw that knee toward chest as the right leg stays grounded, and then you're going to push it away. Arms go straight, the upper body stays down. Good. Bring it in and bring it out. Good. One more here. Just squeeze it in toward your chest and press it out in front of you. And as those arms are straight, the thigh is pressing into the hand. Go ahead and straighten that leg and breathe. And then same here, just point and flex. Just get some movement in those ankles and then big circles here. Circle the other way. And then bring the knee to chest and straighten both legs. Good. Walk both feet to the right corner of your mat and pause. So this is, this is a funky little pose called banana pose or bananasana. That's hard to say. And the idea is to stretch that side of the body. We can go too far, and when we go too far, the left hip would rise up. So I want you to keep both hips down, both legs straight. Maybe you walk the shoulders to the right side a little bit. The left side of your body stays grounded, which is a really interesting thing, right? We're stretching the left side. You might even feel a stretch through the belly. Find your breath. And then walk the feet to center, walk the shoulders back to center, go the other way, the heels go to the left. We pause, check it out. Maybe the shoulders go to the left. Resist the right hip's tendency to lift up. And breathe. You're just going to feel this. Maybe the right arm is overhead as well. Just finding that stretch on the right side. And then walk everything to center, release, bend both knees. Take both knees to 90 degrees. Draw the pelvis down so that you're resting on that sacrum. Your hands go underneath. You're going to tap one heel and then the other heel to the floor. Now, the secret here is not to let your knees come up to your chest. The knees should stay no higher than the line of your hips. If you want more, because you are feeling very feisty this morning or had a lot of coffee, you walk those heels out a little further, but keep your core engaged, keep your belly engaged. We are working some core this morning. Good. Find your breath, everybody. Let's go just a little bit quicker. Don't forget to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. And release, knees to chest. Stretch it out. Hang in there with me. You're going to take those legs back to 90 degrees. Keep the feet together, open the knees. Think Baddha Konasana, right? The knees are out to the side, the feet are together. Not so much the soles of the feet. They don't have to touch, but at least the big toe sides. And just feel that. Take the hands behind the head. You're going to lift your chest and do this funky little core scrunch, right, in Baddha Konasana, and then lower down. Good. And lift up, down. This is 3. Down. Try to keep the legs where they are. 4. And 5. Lower down. Bring the knees together. Bring those knees to chest. Go back to that Baddha Konasana legs. Soles of the feet toward each other. The knees out to the side. You are at the center line of your sacrum. One hand stays behind your head. The other one reaches through. And breathe. Good. 5 of these. Arm overhead. Exhale, arm through. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, over. Exhale, squeeze, everybody. Exhale, last one, squeeze. Reach with the other hand if it's okay for your neck. And release, knees come together, knees come toward chest. Rock side to side. You know we have to do the other side, right? Feet together, knees out. You're hinging those hips. The knees are pretty close right underneath the hip line, right? Not up here at your chest. Good. When you're ready, hands go behind your head. Try not to pull on your head. The other arm goes through this time. Lift up and squeeze. This should be coming from your core, not from pulling on your head. And release. This is 1. Exhale, squeeze through. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. And inhale. Exhale, squeeze, squeeze. Good. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Both arms reach through if you can. And lower down, knees together, head down, rock side to side. We're almost done. We're almost done. I wanted to work on core this morning, and we got to get it out of the way. All right, knees are together, feet are together. We are at 90 degrees. The belly is toned in, the hands go behind the head. You're going to lift up through center and then take the left arm and reach over the right side. Good, breathe. Inhale, lower, go the other way. Reach and lower. Exhale, reach. You're going opposite side each time, lower. And reach, lower, reach, lower, reach, good, and reach, come on, and reach, 2 more, 1 on each side, reach, and reach, you got it, good, reach and hold, listen up, hold, press that arm against that outer thigh, straighten the other leg. Woo! Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Let's do this. Woo-hoo-hoo. And bend the knees, lower, reach up, reach over, straighten the opposite leg. You got it. That's it, everybody. Breathe and release everything, knees to chest. Rock side to side and roll those knees over to one side and come on up. Good. Find your seated pose. Great fun, right? And if you always sit the same way, maybe you shift that out and try the other leg in front so that we can try to keep that pelvis balanced. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, one hand down, other arm over. Don't drop your ear. Oh, that could be like a new 12 days of Christmas. Don't drop your ear. I don't know. No? Okay. Good. Nice. Deep breath. Just feel it. Maybe reach over the knee and just feel the stretch. Don't overdo here. Take the arm back up. Take the hand behind your head and look over that side. Good. Straighten the arm. Lift up. Exhale the other side. Pause here. Soft, soft through that head, through that neck, right? As we look up, we strain. We can really strain the neck. So let's be gentle here. And reach over the knee and just feel the stretch along that along side of the back. And then take the arm back up. This time, take it behind your head, press the head back, press the elbow back, and maybe look to that side. Big deep breath. Release, extend, take both arms up. Exhale, let go. Whew, good. Roll it out, everybody. I'm going to just grab my blanket to sit on because I have a kind of solid mat and a hard floor. So you might want a cushion underneath your sit bones. Dig in through your heels. Reach back a little bit. Hold on to the back of your thighs. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the chest forward and think of boat pose, right? So again, some core work here, trying not to collapse through the back body, trying to keep it from rounding. The gaze is simple and forward, maybe slightly up, and then release the hands, pull the shoulder blades back, and breathe. Good, take both hands behind your head. Keep the head and neck soft. 1, you're here, this is already working. 2, you're going opposite knee to elbow and down. Now, the secret is not to overreach, right? Either limb. See if you can crunch it into the middle. Ooh, and breathe. I know, right? So the gals are here in the studio with me. They're going, this is not what I signed up for. Good, breathe. The next time your left elbow is to your right knee, I want you to hold. It's harder to hold. Extend the arm out and breathe. Press arm into knee, knee into arm, and release. Go to the other side. Extend, breathe, woo, release, and roll over your knees. Not too hard, right? Not too bad. Nah, not too bad. And come on up. Take the feet up. You can take feet together, that's up to you, or separate, what feels better to you. Hands are behind your head. 1, you're here. 2, those heels are back on the floor, and you're just going to twist one to the other. I know, right? What's this got to do with anything? Core work. Come on, everybody. Can you do it? Can you stay with me just for a little bit more? Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know. Round into that. If your core is strong, right? Everything else from the upper and lower can be a little bit more stable and steady. We got 1 left here. Stick with me. Come on up, everybody. Whew. Lean back, legs up. Optional, you can stay low. And breathe. Lift up through your chest. Hands come behind your head. Good, straighten 1 leg. You're looking somewhere in front of you. Breathe, bend, straighten the other. Oh, come on. Bend. We're only doing 2 on each side. I just decided that. And bend, straighten the other. Whew. And bend and release. And come on down if that makes sense in your body. Good job, everyone. Come on up. I know, right? But you did it. Okay, come on up, table pose. Find your breath. We're getting there. Hands to the floor. If you're working with a hand injury and you want to take elbows down, just do the leg portion. That is awesome. Good, engage your belly. Watch the knees. I'm thinking my friend out there with the knee issue, you'll work it out. I know you will. Press back through the right leg. You can do this with hands on table, so you wouldn't have to be on your, or hands on your chair. All right, so balancing table to start. Easy stuff for most of us. If you're working with a chair, your hands are on a chair, your leg is extended out. Breathe. And then elbow to knee just for 5 and slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Whew. Hand down, toes down, other knee lifts, plank pose. This also can be done on elbows if your wrists are giving you some conversation. Good. Engage, lengthen through those heels. Feel the belly press in. Downward facing dog. I know. Breathe. Spread the fingers. Engage the upper back, everyone. Maybe pedal out your feet. Plank pose. Knees down. Table pose, which means you may have to adjust your hands back a little bit from your plank. Left leg back, left leg lifts, hold, reach out through the right hand. Whew. Find your breath. And then 5 knee to elbow. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Reach, hand down, foot down, plank pose. I know, hang in there. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog. Find your breath. Take your feet wide on your mat. Walk those hands back. You can move your blanket out of the way if it's still there. Good. Bend the knees, everybody. Take your hands to your knees and come on up to standing. See, don't you feel like, oh, marvelous? All right, so this next thing, still staying with core. Again, my knee people, please be gentle. You don't have to go far. So the first thing that we're going to do is find, I know I told you to have a block nearby, never used it. Have your feet kind of, I don't know, double your normal, hips width apart, and then just bend your knees and put your hands on your knees and kind of get a sense of how that feels with the knees bent, because we're going to be doing some squats and you want it to feel good. So maybe you go wider, maybe the toes go out a little bit. And as you start to sink your hips, just notice how it feels. And then come on back up to standing. So here's what we're going to do. Your hands are together. They can be interlaced, they can be prayer, they can be one on top of the other. You're going to see if you can bring your elbows toward your knees slowly. The slow is the key. So you're just going to count down for 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't make them touch if you don't go that low. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And back up. 4, 3, 2, 1. And up. I know. Squeeze. Good. 2 more. Down we go. Push into your feet to lift. Last one. And push up to lift. Right? You slow it down, you work the muscles a whole bunch more. I swore I was going to do upper body today, but here we are. Here we are again. We're not going to do a ton of these, but stay with me. So we're going to come down again. And by the way, if you're here, that's awesome, right? Don't overdo. The big key is not to do this. Don't drop your chest toward the floor. Keep it upright. So hands are up at the chest. Inhale, exhale slow. Here's the change. Reach one arm across. Bring it to center, reach the other arm across. Bring it to center, push those knees out, stand up. Woo! Here we go. Exhale down. Push out, stand up. 3 more, just like that. Slow down, push out, push into your feet to lift. Down we go, out, and up. Last one, hang in there, down. Don't give up, and out, and up. Woo, shake that out. Anybody feel that one? Yeah, that was a good one. And shake it out. Standing tall, maybe near a wall, balance work. Stand tall. Your hands can really be anywhere. Let's start with them maybe at the hips and then lift up, up, yep, up, here, and last one right here. Easy peasy, elbows. I know, knee to opposite elbow, here and here. I know, you're like, this is not yoga. This is the 80s gym class that I hated. No, remember the leg warmers? Yes, breathe. Now, what are you doing here? Feel your core. Feel your core. There's all kinds of chats going on my screen. You're all going, I'm out. And breathe. Last one. And stop. And shake it. My screen is like, blue, 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 blue. Shake it out. We're almost done with the standing part. You're going to take knee to elbow hold. That's the tricky part, right? We can move all day long. It's that hold, that stillness. So stand up really tall. Whew. Lift one knee. Take one elbow. See if you can bring them across. And do the side step, right? Breathe. There we go. And let go. Same thing, other side. First the knee. Then the elbow. I'm starting to feel like a teapot here. See if you can bring it across. And let go. Back to the first side. Lift the knee, listen up. Outside elbow. Push the elbow into the knee into the elbow. Stand tall. You can be here, by the way. Don't have to touch. And down. Last one. Elbow. Woo. Here's my spout. Breathe. And down. Shake it out, everybody. Good job, right? All right, front of your mat. Have your blocks. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Your hands can go to your blocks. Shake out those hips. Find your breath. Good. 1, you're here. 2, get heavy in the heels of your feet and just bend the knees. So you're in this kind of weird long squat, almost like a chair pose. Feel the 4 corners of your feet. Breathe. If your blocks are forward like mine are, go ahead and put them on your mat. Straighten the legs, step back, right leg. Find your breath. Take your hands to your knee. By the way, your right foot can come down. And if you were with me in Friday's class, we worked at that on that back foot being straighter. Breathe. Doesn't have to be, Miss Betty. Doesn't have to be straight, but see what you can do. Woo! And breathe. Inhale, both arms up. Find your breath. Squeeze your back glutes. Take your hands to your heart. Let your back foot turn to the side. Don't let your front knee follow. Warrior two stance, arms out. Find your breath. Notice, take your front forearm to your front thigh. Take the other arm overhead. Simple, simple moves. We do these all the time. Warrior two to extended side angle. But I want you to press into your feet, pulling in through the lower belly. Good, nice and slow. Take it up, warrior two. Here's the tricky part. Your hands come to your heart. Be mindful. Turn your back foot. You're back in a lunge. Yep, arms up. Good job, everybody. Exhale, hands down. Woo. Walk your blocks forward. Step forward. Bend the knees. Walk the blocks out a little bit so the legs are squatted. Big deep breath. Walk the blocks back in and stand up. Exhale to heart. And pause. Yeah, right? So you see how core has something to do with yoga. Just saying. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come on down, hands to blocks. You don't have to do the little baby squat thing. So if you don't want to, legs are straight. Otherwise, bend the knees. You got to sit back in the heels though, okay? The torso is long. I'm not rounding. I'm pressing my feet into the floor. I'm feeling the legs work. And then walk the blocks back, straighten the legs. Step back, left leg. Make sure your lunge is wide enough. That's the biggest thing I see is we go too narrow and then we have trouble with the balance. Hands to knee. Come on up. Find that. Straight-ish, back foot, arms up. And just feel, right? Lunge. We do lunges almost every class. And you start to find the strength here, the ability to hold. Your hands come to your heart. Your back foot pivots to the side. You're in a warrior two stance. The arms go out to the side. Find your breath. Breathe. How does this feel in your body? Front forearm to front thigh. Other arm goes up and over the ear or to the ceiling. Extended side angle. Come on up, warrior two. Hands come to heart. That's going to help you center. And then pivot the back foot. Arms up. Here we are. Hands down to your blocks. Walk the blocks forward. Step forward. Bend the knees. Come on up all the way. Exhale to your heart. Shake it out. Right? So we're going to do that again. We're just going to play a little bit with these add-ons to it. So legs nice and solid. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to your blocks. Optionally, sit back in your heels, walk the blocks forward. This is just working, really, it's working the legs and getting the torso to go nice and long. Walk the blocks back. You're halfway up. Soften the knees, step back right leg. Remember that back knee can be on the floor. Hands come to your knee. We lift up to a lunge. We take the arms up. Optional, we're going to bend the back knee. Very optional. Find your breath. Notice where you shake. Straighten the back knee, pivot the foot. Watch the front knee, right? Take the arms to warrior two. Engage the back line. The back line of your body. In case you were like, what back line? I don't know. Good. Front forearm to front thigh. Take the other one over your ear. Extended side angle. So easy, right? We do this all the time. Try lifting your front heel. Big deep breath. Lower that heel. Warrior two. Hands to heart. Pivot back. That's the hardest part. Yep, keep pivoting, Lynn. There you go. Hands come down. Walk the blocks forward. Step forward. Whoo, shake out those legs. I know. Last one, last side. Bend the knee, sit back. Find your breath. Play with the feet. What happens when you isometrically pull the feet apart? That's it. Blocks go under shoulders, the legs straighten, step back left leg. Check your back foot, see if you can level that foot out. Hands come to knee, arms go up. Breathe, everybody. Hands to heart. Pivot the back foot, watch the front knee. The front knee loves to follow. Open the arms, warrior two. Front forearm to front thigh. Take the other arm over. Lift the front heel optionally. Lower the heel. Warrior two. Whoo. Breathe. Easy, easy. Pivot hands to heart first. Pivot back to your lunge. Bend the back knee. I knew there was one option I'd forgotten on that last little low. Straight in the back. Hands to heart. See, keeping me honest here. Walk your blocks forward and step forward. Woo, shake it out, everybody. Grab one of your blocks, take it up with you. Yeah, right? I'm like, I had two options in there and I forgot which one was one of them. Take that block between your legs. I'm only human after all. Okay, squeeze your thighs. I don't even know what that song's about, but I find myself singing it. Squeeze and breathe. And just notice, right, how it feels to squeeze. So in yoga, I find there's, these closed hip poses, these things that keep the pelvis, the sacrum, the SI joints in a certain plane. And then there's the lunges and the warriors that shift that sacrum from side to side. I like them both, but both are important. Squeeze. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come on down. You knew there had to be a chair in there somewhere. Breathe. So thumbs are to your heart. Thumbs are to the center of your chest, really. And then lift that chest up. Better, better, better. Feel the block between, feel the four corners of your feet. Take the arms up. Find your breath. One arm down. Switch sides. Woo. Switch. And switch. Almost there. Switch. Switch. Keep one arm up. Take the other arm up. Take both hands to your hearts. Press the hips back. Hands to shins. You're halfway. Breathe. Your hands are pressing into your shins. Your shins are pressing back. Don't lock the knees. Take one arm out to the side. I realize I'm going to hit the wall. Breathe. Let it come down to your shin. Take the other arm out to the side. Down. Take one arm out. Optional, both arms out. This is core, everybody. Keep the knees soft. Keep the sit bones reaching up. Turn the palms up. Stand up. Exhale to your heart. Roll the shoulders back. Now we're all warm. And breathe. And then just kind of drop your block and put it between your feet instead. And draw the inner ankles toward the block. And just feel that, right? So it's really, I find this interesting, the difference in sensation when I focus on the ankles, the feet, the inner line there, as opposed to having the block up here, where it's much more tactile. There's a lot more sensation. So try to squeeze your block and breathe. Inhale, reach up. Very gentle here. You're halfway down just to the shins. Hands go to shins. You're doing that same thing. The back of the knees is soft. The sit bones rise up. Breathe. One arm out and down. Squeeze your belly. Other arm out and down. First arm out. Consider second arm out. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Big time core work here. Turn the palms up, lift up, all the way up. Exhale to your heart. Roll the shoulders back. Shake it out. And get your block out of the way. Well done, everybody. Inhale, take it up. Exhale all the way down. Soften and step back. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Shake it out, everybody. Just shake, shake. The knees come down to the floor and take your knees wide on your mat. Toes are together. Come into child's pose. You can do puppy stretch or just come to your belly. Take a deep breath. And notice. And come to table pose. I'm going to grab my blanket again. My mat's feeling extra hard today. If you need some cushion under the knees, go ahead and do that. Table pose. Belly tucks in, right leg goes back. You can be on elbows here. Lift that leg. Hold. Breathe. Left arm out, balancing table. We were here already. Find your breath. Take the limbs out to the side and take them back. Let the hand come down. Drop the toes, plank pose. Breathe. Tap one knee. Tap the other. Don't let the hips swing. Tap and tap. Tap. Good. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe. Down dog. Right? How does that tap make that so much harder? I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know. Why is that so much harder? Plank pose, everybody. Knees down. Shake out the wrists if you need to. You can drop, turn palms up, and then curl, right? Because we're doing the opposite movement. So if you're feeling your wrists, curl the other way. You're back on hands. Who's still with me out there? Woo! Come on. We need a pep talk this morning. The left leg is back. Lift the leg. Tone the belly. Other arm out. Hold. Breathe. Know that you are alive. The limbs go out to the sides. Woo. Breathe. Center. Hand down. Foot down. Plank pose. Breathe. Listen up. 1 foot up. I told you it was core. I did. I warned you. You're still with me. That's because you're awesome. Lower that foot. Lift the other foot. Woo! Hang on, hang on, hang on. Lower. Bend the knees. Drop those. Come on down to your belly and let go. If your blanket is there, your hips, your pelvis is fully on your blanket. So if you need to scoot down, scoot down. I know. Whew, breathe. Keep your torso down, everybody. Just lift one leg off the floor. Keep the leg straight, though. No bent knees. And just breathe. And lower. Lift the other. And lower. Come up to Sphinx pose. Pull the low belly in, lengthen the tailbone. You can take the feet wide. Just find your breath. And then notice, right? Just a little side to side motion. We've been doing a lot of core. So when you go side to side, you might feel the stretch in your belly. And then hold in the middle, listen up. You can walk the elbows out just a little bit, just a teeny bit, like an inch or two. And then feel the ribs, the low ribs. I want you to pull those ribs in. And then I want you to pull the belly button in. And then I want you to pull the pubic bone in and lift the hips. Not far. Core, 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 core. Feet are on the floor. Squeeze the belly in. This is a long tailbone, rounded-ish back. Head is dropped. And then lower down. You're back to Sphinx. One more, just like that. Press into your forearms. Draw the low ribs in. Draw the low belly in. Start to peel the pubic bone off. Press into your knees. Breathe. If you go too far, if you poke your butt up, you're going to come out of core. And lower down. And lower the rest of the way. And the crowd goes wild. Maybe bend the knees while you're here. You can bend one knee and then the other, or both at the same time. Just stretch out those quads a little. And then you're going to come up to a seat. So how you do that, I'm going to leave it up to you. Maybe you roll to one side and bring the knees up and then come up to a seat. And just pause for a second. You can bend the knees and roll over the knees. I know some of this can be tricky on the low back, so we do want to take care of that. And I promise we'll get some good stretch through the hips and belly and back before we're done. All right, come on up. You're going to come back to a place where we kind of started. The soles of the feet come together. We breathe, we reach, right? Knees come together, both arms reach to one side. Knees open. Knees together, arms reach the other side. Just one more round here. Knees open, core work. Knees together, yep. Knees open. Knees together, whoo. Knees open, hands to knees. Come on down. And then lay down. That sounded sinister, didn't it? Now I gotcha. I gotcha where I want you. Woo. And just feel. The knees come to 90, the feet open, the knees open. Hands behind the head if you want to support your neck. Otherwise, the hands reach. We lift, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We reach through those legs. The knees come together. We reach to one side. The knees open. Remember to support your head, neck. The knees come together. We go to the other side. One more round. Knees center. Knees together, reach. Knees are open. Knees together, reach. Last Baddha Konasana. Come on down. If your knees allow, you can just bring those feet right up toward you. Hold on to them. And breathe. And then bring the knees together. Your feet to the floor. Make sure your blanket, if it is there, is not throwing the curve of your spine off, okay? So you're supported fully. Feet to the floor, elbows to the floor, bridge pose. Curl your pelvis, right? Tuck your pelvis, really. Lengthen your tailbone, lift your hips. Your hands can come down to the floor or they can stay in robot pose. That's up to you. And breathe. And just feel that nice length of your hips. Feel the legs moving both isometrically toward each other and pressing away. Find your breath. And then lower down, everybody. We're doing 2 more of those. I'm giving you one option with those. If you want 2 more regular bridges, just like we did before, otherwise, one leg up, 1 foot down, lengthen your tailbone, press into your belly, lift into one-legged bridge. Bend that knee, foot to the floor, lower all the way down. And either your third bridge or the other leg lifts. Shoulders down, belly tones, press and lift. And lower. Nice job, everybody. Knees to chest. See, you got through all that. Woo. Feet to the floor, one leg lifts. Let's go to figure 4. And draw those knees toward chest. Try not to overly flatten the back. The arms can go out to cactus if you don't need them for the leg. And then so I have my left ankle on my right knee, so I'm going to straighten the right leg. I'm going to straighten the leg that's behind. And then bend. And straighten. And bend. Hold it straight here, point, flex, point, and flex, and then give me a couple of ankle circles. Other way. Bend the knee, slide knee over knee, and bring your knees toward your chest. You can use your hands or not. Separate the heels away from each other for a little different stretch. Don't worry about grabbing them. And then release, undo the legs, both feet to the floor. When you're ready, switch sides, take the leg up. Let that ankle come to knee, draw the knees toward your chest. It feels really good to me right now, just having that upper body open. So if you don't need the hands, maybe don't use them. And then straighten the back leg and bend and straighten and bend. Good, last one, hold, point and flex a couple of times, really on purpose, right? And then big circle. One way and then the other way. And then bend the knee, cross knee over knee. Either draw the knees to chest and or separate the heels. Release, feet to the floor. Breathe. Draw your right knee to your chest. Hold on underneath that knee. Straighten the left leg. And just straighten the arms. Push the knee away isometrically. You can raise the left foot a little if you want. Kind of nice there to level the hips. Lower the left foot, bring the right knee to your chest. And straighten that out all the way. Bring your left leg in, hold on behind the knee. Should feel like a whole different stretch. Push the knee away. Lift the right foot a little bit if you want. Lower that right foot, left knee in. Left leg straight. We're getting there. Bend both knees. Lift your hips, shift your hips to the left. Draw the knees to your chest and lower the knees to the right side. Let's come into a nice twist here. And breathe. Consider extending the left arm overhead a little bit. Don't overreach it. Try to keep it soft to find that stretch through the chest. Breathe. Feel your belly. If your knees are to the right, I want you to take your right hand and just place it under your head, and then take the left arm over and across for a fetal pose, right? It's just a curled up little version here so that you can breathe. Usually fetal pose is just a quick transition, so I just want you to take a moment here. And then open up, take the knees back to center. And when you're ready, shift the hips to the right side. Bring your knees to your chest. Allow the knees to lower to the left. Pause in a nice open and easy twist. You can always use blocks here, by the way. Breathe. Maybe the right arm goes overhead a little bit more just to stretch out that right side chest. And then take the left hand under your head and curl over to the left side. From this position, I want you to push up. I know you think we were almost done, but we are. So go ahead and push up and grab, this is optional. The gals in the studio, if you want to grab a bolster, feel free to go ahead and grab one. What we're going to do is we're going to take both blocks and we're going to stack one in front of the other. I know it's a little hard to see the dark blocks and the dark mat. Or you're going to have a bolster, or you're going to run and grab your couch cushions and use those. And then you're going to take your blanket over that, over those blocks. Take your hip to the block, your feet stacked or your knees stacked one on top of the other, and just face your blocks and come on down so that your belly is resting on the blocks. This is a nice one with a bolster or with cushy, soft pillows, as long as they're firm enough. Just breathe. So this is another twist. It is usually feels really nice, very restorative. Press up and just switch sides. I could have fallen asleep on that one. That felt so nice. And then turn toward your blocks or your bolster and come on down. Just breathe, everybody. Just allow your body to be supported by these blocks, by the blanket, by your breath. Press up. This one is optional. If you don't want to do this one, I would go to probably child's pose on your back. But otherwise, you're going to face your blocks with your knees out and your toes together. This is a child's pose of a different variety. You're going to slide your blocks in so that when you come down, your chest is resting on the blocks. Now you can make your blanket thicker. Okay, again, if you had a bolster, but you can make that blanket a little bit thicker if you want so that you feel more contact. And I'll usually just use my hands for a pillow and turn my head to one side or use my hands on my chin. So we did a ton of work with the hips, the legs, and the back. And this is a sweet little way to do a child's pose where you feel supported and the back and particularly the lower back gets to get a little stretch. And if this feels really not comfortable, then change something. Usually, what you need is more padding from the blocks up to the chest, so a little more height. And so you can play with folding the blanket even more. And just see if you can sink in here. Another nice option for you if your knees don't like this at all would be to lay in a fetal pose, sideline pose with block between the knees, one or two blocks between the knees. It is very restorative. Try to feel your chest get heavy. Good. Three more really nice deep breaths during this end of year, coming toward the end of the year, coming into all kinds of holiday type celebrations. We have to fill our cup. We have to be mindful of our reserves, of our energy, and be willing to take the time to fill those reserves up. Very slowly, your hands go to the floor and you press yourself up. And then I would move the blocks out of the way, but for me, right, we're going to move right to Shavasana here. So hopefully you feel really chilled out at the moment. I would take that same bunch of blocks and blankets and put them under my knees. I'm going to put my little socks on. One of my friends and yoga students gave me these groovy socks. And then allow that same support under knees, under thighs, as you come down onto your back, shoulders down, legs soft and open, the feet out to the side. And find Shavasana. And if we come back to that initial thought in class today, that all you have to do in your day is smile at another person or make eye contact or just say hello. I truly believe that it goes a long way toward peace in our lives. Feel yourself getting even softer. And feel each breath filling up your cup. Those of you who are ready, go ahead and bend the knees. Just let your feet come to those blocks if they are there. Pause. Draw the knees toward chest. And allow the knees to roll to one side. Curl into fetal pose. Fetal pose is also known as seedling pose, and I love that name. I feel like we plant seeds every time we practice, every time we come together. And then as you're ready, come on up. Find your seated pose. Bring your hands to your heart. And as you bow your head, smile inwardly, smile to yourself, and give yourself that love and acceptance and acknowledgement. And then allow that smile to go outward into the world. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Woo-hoo. Good job, everyone. Thanks for coming to class.